Welcome to Brainbender's Banter, the home of epic entertainment. Today's quest, mystery and mind games. Good luck. Unraveling Shadows, a journey from enigma to enlightenment. In the heart of a charming Victorian town, nestled just on the outskirts of town, stand an elegant homes frozen in time, lived in by the Cunningham family. William and Emily, along with their precocious little daughter Clara, newly resided in a magnificent Victorian home that had stood proudly for generations. One winter's eve, as the sun dipped below the horizon, an eerie snowstorm descended upon the town. This peculiar storm, more relentless and suffocating than any before, blanketed the town in a thick layer of snow, cutting off all escape routes. As the snow piled higher and higher, secrets began to surface, hidden beneath the pristine facade of the town. The townspeople spoke of an old curse, unbeknown to the new residing Cunningham family. It was an anniversary of mystery and darkness. Amidst the trapped residents, a palpable darkness grew, a mysterious undercurrent that seemed to thrive in the chilling isolation. Whispers of old vendettas and long-buried truths circulated, each revelation casting a deeper shadow than the last. The very essence of the town was changing, as if the storm had awakened dormant spirits from the past. But it was within the Cunningham household that the most perplexing secret emerged. Clara, their sweet and innocent daughter, began to exhibit a peculiar ability that both astonished and terrified her parents. She was no longer content with her toys and playmates. Instead, she spent hours in hushed conversation with thin air, describing places she had never visited and people she had never met. Alarmed and bewildered, William and Emily watched as their daughter's imaginary friend revealed detailed accounts of the town's history, stories that Clara could not possibly know. Emily went through old documents and records, looking for any kind of clue or answer to help Clara. She was shocked to find that the encounters and stories Clara were in fact real documented events, some even centuries old. Her imaginary friend, a spirit anchored to the mortal world, revealing unsettling truths about their town's past, urging the family to solve a century-old mystery, a spectral presence that had remained hidden for centuries. As Clara's conversations with her spectral friend continued, unsettling truths about the town's past came to light. The spirit urged the family to delve into a century-old mystery that had remained shrouded in darkness. A tale of betrayal, lost love, and a tragic incident that had torn the town apart. Each revelation from the spirit, Clara's connection to the past grew stronger, her abilities unlocking hidden clues and long-forgotten memories. The Cunningham family, guided by their daughter's extraordinary gift, embarked on a quest to solve the mystery that had haunted their town for generations. As the snowstorm outside raged on, the family's determination to uncover the truth mirrored the relentless pursuit of answers within the Victorian home. The spirit's revelations led them through hidden passages, cryptic symbols, and a trail of old letters and diaries, all pointing towards a chilling climax. In a few heart-pounding moments, the century-old mystery was unveiled, and the town's darkest secrets were laid bare with in the diary of a woman named Elizabeth. The Cunningham family, with Clara's unique ability and their unwavering resolve, had not only unraveled the enigma of their town's past, but also brought closure to the restless spirit that had long yearned for justice. The truth lay in Elizabeth's diary. It told of two souls who found themselves entwined in a love that defied the very fabric of their society. Elizabeth, the radiant daughter of the town's wealthiest landowner, and Hunter, a humble blacksmith's son, were destined to share a love that would challenge the norms of their time. Their love story began like a whispered secret, shared in stolen glances and tender smiles. It was a love born in the innocence of youth, untouched by the constraints of class and privilege. However, society was not kind to love that dared to transcend boundaries. Elizabeth was betrothed to Edward, a wealthy and influential man chosen by her father to secure the family's status and wealth. The marriage was seen as a strategic move, but it came at the cost of Elizabeth's happiness, for her heart belonged to Hunter. As their love deepened, Elizabeth and Hunter faced the inevitable consequences of their forbidden union. Gossip and rumors swirled through the town like a relentless storm, fueled by jealousy and resentment. The townspeople, bound by tradition and social hierarchy, could not accept that love could bloom between two individuals from such different worlds. Desperate to keep their love alive, Elizabeth and Hunter resorted to secret meetings beneath the moonlit sky, their love letters hidden away like precious treasures. They dreamt of a future where they could be together openly, away from the judgmental eyes of the town, and spoke of running away together to a new place where no one knew them. Hunter told Elizabeth he had heard of a job as a lighthouse keeper far away, and he could write to the owner and secure the job and tell the owner Elizabeth was his wife. Once they received word that Hunter could accept the job, they could run away together and live in their own private sanctuary on the ocean. Elizabeth, overwhelmed with excitement, told Hunter to write to the owner right away and accept the job, that she could not imagine another day separated from her beloved, and only felt alive in his presence. Hunter and Elizabeth sat and wrote an acceptance to the lighthouse position letter, both excited that they were going to start a new journey together away from judgment and mockery. Hunter, overwhelmed with joy, kissed her and left to mail the letter. His words to her on the way out the door was, "I love you, we will be together." Hunter, not even noticing the cold, made his way to the post office to drop the letter. He could feel overwhelming joy as he mailed the letter that would start his new, exciting future with Elizabeth. But fate had other plans. One fateful night, as Elizabeth and Hunter met in their hidden sanctuary, a group of enraged townspeople, driven by envy and anger, discovered their secret rendezvous. Blinded by prejudice and resentment, they descended upon Hunter, their hearts poisoned by a toxic mix of fear and hatred. In the cold, unforgiving darkness, a tragedy unfolded that would forever scar the town's history. Hunter, the gentle blacksmith's son, who had dared to love without boundaries, was dragged into the town streets and mercilessly murdered by those who could not bear to see him with Elizabeth. Elizabeth screamed and fought, but was dragged away. She had no idea what was happening to Hunter. She was exhausted from fighting when she was dropped off on her front porch. The town's mayor just said, "It is for your own good," and disappeared into the night. Elizabeth sat in the cold, sobbing, not knowing of what had happened to her beloved Hunter. She then ran to his home and beat on the door, but no one answered. She walked through the streets of town, but there was not a soul in sight. In the cold of night, lost and alone, she made her way back home. The next day, the news of Hunter's death sent shockwaves through the town, leaving Elizabeth broken and shattered. Her cries of grief echoed through the night, a haunting lament for a love lost too soon. The townspeople, now tainted by the remorse of their actions, realized the depth of the tragedy that had unfolded. Elizabeth's love for Hunter endured, even as she was forced into a loveless marriage with Edward, her heart forever marked by the memory of her beloved. The town, now burdened with the weight of guilt and regret, could never erase the stain of their actions. One day, Hunter's father approached Elizabeth in town and handed her a letter. He politely nodded and walked away. Elizabeth stood reading. It was the acceptance of the lighthouse job that Hunter had accepted for them to be together. Elizabeth must now write in return and let the owner know of Hunter's death. What should have been a beautiful and exciting moment was a vast void in Elizabeth's chest as she wrote the letter. Elizabeth then realized that Hunter had left her with a very special gift. That night he was brutally murdered. He had left her a part of him. She vowed to protect this child and spoke to Hunter's father, making arrangements to take the child far away upon birth. As a baby grew within her, she kept away from any prying eyes. People speculated she was mourning Hunter's death, her father giving Hunter's family a large sum of money to just disappear with the child and keep the dark secret. They agreed. When the son was born, Hunter's father came to take the baby and raise it far, far away to protect the child. Not only did Elizabeth lose Hunter, she lost their son in fear for his life. Elizabeth swore she would not love another. Although she married to please her father, she insisted on separate rooms, and she would never touch another. She cooked, cleaned, did her household duties, went to operas with him on his arm, but they never touched in a romantic way. She vowed to only be for Hunter, even allowing her husband an open room policy for him to have other women, which he did a lot, as the townspeople saw many women in his company, but Elizabeth always devoted, and alone they realized their mistake. Elizabeth lived out her life in mostly solitude, but longing for not only Hunter, but her lost son she would never know. A part of both of them, a living truth of their eternal love he left behind. A love so strong Elizabeth died holding on to his memory and not passing over. Clara, the sweet child, given a gift to see and hear Elizabeth, found justice as they unveiled that her father was a descendant of Elizabeth's and Hunter's son, who had made his way back to Elizabeth's home through generations, but never forgot her either. It was time, so Clara told Elizabeth to move on, and Hunter anxiously awaited her arrival for her, as he also stood on the edge of passing over, waiting for them to cross together. The air became heavy and the lights dimmed with energy. Two souls unite into the light as they transcended to a new realm together. Sun in hand, all three smiled as they now ventured on, their eternal love reunited. The town still held the remorse of its haunted past, but the light lifted, and the town was once free of the curse of Elizabeth and Hunter's love. The town once again started to prosper as the Cunningham family lived and thrived within its midst. So what was the moral of the story? Truth, love, or deception? Leave us a comment with your answer. Happy brain bending. Now select a video from above and let's brain bender together.